Welcome back. If it is joining us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. President Muhammadu Buhari and other Muslim faithful attend special Jumat prayers in Abuja to commemorate Nigeria's 57th independence anniversary. Nigerian Army authorities deny claims of having IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu in custody, pledges allegiance to Nigeria's unity. British High Commission in Nigeria and civil society groups advocate improved security and judicial system in Nigeria ahead of 2019 general elections. And the United States pulls its non-essential diplomats and their families out of Cuba following mysterious attacks. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our websites channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. Log on to m.channelstv.com to watch us on your mobile device or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. The Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You'll also have access to the Eyewitness feature with which you can share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu and follow the instructions. And here are a few pictures that you sent into our Eyewitness portal. Let's take a look at them, shall we? We'll begin with this one from Port Harcourt, showing the state of Farm Road off NTA Road in Port Harcourt. Our Eyewitness reporter says the road has been flooded and abandoned for some time now and is calling on the state government for help. Next is this picture from Umuya in Oyi local government area of Anambra State. Our Eyewitness reporter says it has become an alternate route for travelers that are supposed to be using the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway. He says the road is narrow and unsafe and is pleading with the government to fix the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway for easy access and for security reasons. We move on to additional streets in Ijesha-Tedo in Itire-Kate local government council development area of Lagos. We see a degenerated road. Our Eyewitness reporter says the damage is as a result of the abandoned project. Our reporter is asking the state government to do something urgently. We end with this photo of an illegal dump site in Otowolf Road, Awodiora, Ajeromi local government area in Lagos State. Eyewitness reporter says that this could cause blockage of canals and an epidemic in the area and is asking the agency responsible to do something. Thank you for sending in those pictures and please keep them coming. And here's Gloria Omezoke in Abuja with more on the news at 10. Hi, Gloria.
Thank you, Marachi. A three-man panel of the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja today ordered the Department of State Service to produce the detained former National Security Advisor, retired Colonel Sambo Dasuki, before a federal high court in Abuja. The court ruling will allow Dasuki testify in defense of a former National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Chief Olisa Metu, who is standing trial for allegedly diverting 400 million naira belonging to the government. Metu had applied to the Federal High Court to invite Dasuki as a witness in his trial, but his request was denied by Justice Okonabang. Chief Metu, however, appealed to the ruling and won at the Court of Appeal, where the trial judge directed Justice Abang to fix a date for the DSS to produce Dasuki in court and other subsequent dates. The former National Security Advisor is accused of possessing ammunitions without the requisite license.
The Intermediate Appellate Court, that's the Court of Appeal, has delivered its ruling. And as far as we are concerned, it is in furtherance of justice. The issue at stake is as to whether Dasuki should be summoned to court to come and give evidence or not. Right from the onset that the trial court, we did not oppose this application. And we believe the coming of Dasuki, if it will settle the matter one way or the other, we are not opposed to it. We are waiting for them. Let them bring them. I mean, let the defense bring him to court. He will give whatever evidence he can give. We cross-examine him, and we move forward.
think it's a well-considered ruling, and we are grateful to the court for finally settling it, because obviously we know that, why we're here. So for the issue of compelling Dasuki, and we made it clear to the lower court that he's a compellable witness, but I don't know why my lord decided not to, decided to say he's not, but we are grateful to the Court of Appeal for finally making it clear. So it's a well-considered ruling, and we are gracious, and we are grateful.
We will continue with our special focus on some sectors of the Nigerian economy as the country prepares to celebrate its 57th independence anniversary celebration. It's that time of the year when Nigeria, and indeed Nigerians, roll out the drums as a nation to celebrate the country's unity since gaining independence on October the 1st, 1960. And as the government and its citizens observe this landmark event, which is the 57th in the history of the nation, we'll take a look at the education sector.
Her Royal Highness handed over sovereignty to a
For
new
57 years, Nigeria remains in existence as a nation, despite some challenges, which included a civil war between 1967 and 1970. Despite these challenges, the education sector continues to witness some progress and relative peace. This peaceful atmosphere was, however, ruptured in the second half of the year as the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, announced an indefinite and comprehensive nationwide industrial action.
An emergency meeting of the National Executive Council of ASU rose on Saturday, 12th August 2017, with a resolution to embark on an indefinite strike action, starting from Sunday, 13th August 2017.
Although the federal government prevailed on the striking lecturers to resume work, some of the key outstanding issues being demanded by the union include the non-payment of salaries, non-payment of earned academic allowances, and the non-implementation of the provisions of the 2014 Pension Reform Act with respect to retired professors and their salaries.
Government raised the hope of Nigerians on the promise of addressing the rot and decay in Nigerian public universities with the signing of the MOU and release of the initial sum of 200 billion naira. However, the hope has since been dashed.
While the strike was on, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board announced a new cut-off mark.
For degree award courses, the minimum is 120. The minimum for polytechnic is 100.
The National Association of Nigerian Students, led by Kadri Aruno, later issued a 2-week ultimatum to the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities to resolve the industrial action declared by the union.
It is no longer news that ASU and federal government are toiling with the future of Nigerian students and with the future of the youth.
We will not even wait for your 2 weeks ultimatum. We will ensure that we bring this matter to an expeditious end.
2 weeks later, the Minister of Labour succeeded in resolving the dispute. Looking ahead, the Minister of Education explains the government's position with regard to development of the sector.
While it is not mandatory for any institution to conduct it, the Senate and Academic Board of each institution is hereby allowed to exercise its autonomy.
Beyond the celebration of an independence anniversary, another challenge that has confronted the sector, especially in recent times, is the attack on academic institutions by members of the Boko Haram sect.
Well, for more perspective on the review of the country's education sector since independence, I'm now being joined by Dr. Nasser Naim, the head of Department of Political Science at the University of Abuja. Thank you for joining us on the News at 10.
Yeah, thank you, Gloria, for having me. Though the head of the Department of Physics, yes, Abuja.
Yeah, so can you give us a brief analysis of how the country's education system has evolved in the last 57 years?
Well, To summarize it, in the last 57 years, is better than now in terms of quality, though in terms of quantity, we say today is better than 57 years. In the last 57 years, 57 years ago, down to 30 years, 20 years, we don't experience strike. Nobody talks about strike, not even in primary school. We went to public primary school. We didn't experience strike. But even in primary school today, strike down to the highest level of learning in the universities. So, to me, the last 57 years is better than what we are having today, in the sector. And
this the number of strikes you're seeing, how has it affected the quality of education we're witnessing at the moment?
Yeah, there are actually many perspectives to that. But I think that the strikes have affected the quality relatively, in the sense that, there are some, particularly in the government cycle, that our Nigerian graduates, for example, are unemployable. But that is not true, okay, from my own view. Not true in the sense that Nigerian graduates that are still managed, that still manage to graduate in Nigerian universities and various tertiary institutions, still travel abroad and do very well, despite the very bad conditions here. So, to me, it means that our system really is, there are two different perspectives to our troubles: inadequate funding, and indeed, lack of political will from the ruling class to make education available to the poor masses.
Well, we'd like to have more of your perspective, but we're pressed for time. Thank you so much, Dr. Nasir Naim, the head of the Department of Physics at the University of Abuja.
Yeah, many thanks, sir.
Thank you. When the News at 10 returns, Rochas Okorocha Foundation graduates students from its group of schools as the proprietor of the school and governor of Imo State. Rochas Okorocha clocks 55. That's after the break. Let's join us again.